Hey everyone, welcome to Tellor Dev Call, June 24th. Yeah, 24. Yeah, great week. Got the audit back. Things look good. We'll be kicking off. Hopefully at the end of this week, we'll be passing out some docs for you guys to get live on the Layer testnet. So if you're interested in becoming a validator, it's going live. Yeah, and we're still just kind of in testing mode there. Now that we have the audit back, now we have like 5 months more, or not 5 months, but a few more months, several more months of testing and actually trying to break the thing on our own, just because it's a huge project. We'll probably be looking to get maybe even another audit, and yeah, it's a long process, but we're going to make sure that we don't break things. Current Tellor's up and running, and we're kind of preparing ourselves for the future here, which is exciting. So yeah, other than that, for me, I'm going to be pushing up some things as far as like a sample project using Tellor or using Layer, and then also like an OEV auction thing that wraps Tellor. So it's going to be kind of my dev projects for this week. But and then I wrote an article, so it's on. I published it on Friday. If anyone wants to go give it a read, I put it up on my mirror, but it's you should get to it from my Twitter. Pros and cons of enshrined oracles. So if you've never heard of what an enshrined oracle is, now's your chance to go find out. So anyway, Dan, how's things?
Good. Closing in on finishing up the bridge unit tests.
Yeah. Caleb?
I'm working on going back through or I guess not working. I'm finalizing adding a backup RPC to tally it so that if we have a weird RPC issue, it just switches to backup. And then still trying to iron out adding a new validator, that whole process, and just making it as streamlined and as simple to follow as possible.
Cool. And Caleb joined me this morning. We had a call with DLC. They need us for a proof of reserve to do a wraps Bitcoin. So it went well. They're still kind of in the process of writing their contracts and testing it. But we did it at a spec and push it over to them, and then we're kind of, yeah, I think the next step is figuring out like what it actually looks like. Right now they're on one chain. What does proof of reserves look like if you're minting on multiple chains? So we're just kind of here brainstorming with them.
What's your estimated timeline for launch?
I think end of summer, like early Q3 is when they're launching. But yeah, they already have some things launched, but they're like, so they use like institutional clients to mint the Bitcoin, and they're doing that, and it's just completely centralized now. And then they're slowly going to be opening it up to their token and things like that. So they're like parsing pieces off. Anyway, Spotty.
I think I'm good. We talked off camera a little bit when someone we got some alerts over the weekend, handled those. I'm adding a line to the DVM so that it sends the name of the process with the alert, so that when something happens and we get like 4 alerts for the same thing, maybe I can think about how to not get 4 alerts for the same thing, if I know like what I'm running, because the DVM uses whatever RPCs you put in endpoints.yaml, right? That's how we set it up. But it's not always obvious when it's running which things it's monitoring. So I'm gonna go through them and clean it up.
Yeah, I mean, getting 4 alerts is way better than
No alerts.
Yeah. That's why it works the way it does.
Cool.
Honestly, I think it's fine. I'd rather be bugged.
Really yells at you.
Yes, pay attention to me, do something, and then if there's nothing to do, that's fine. But if there is,
Right. It's like good.
Sometimes-
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we're doing some testing. A few too many alerts is just a few too many. So that's a problem too.
Well, like, I don't know how many of you guys get the graph emails for like monitoring graph services. Like I signed up for those for the graph instances we're on, but they just send like 20 emails a day. And so you just end up ignoring all of them. And so, yeah. Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to finish up the snapshot PR. I'm just trying to figure out how to add this the execute button that is works similar to how the UMA OSNAP one works. So once I get that done, then I'm going to move to the bridge page and button that up as well.
Thanks, Ryan. Tim?
Yeah, doing a little troubleshooting on connecting to Caleb's public node. Looks like when I staked, there was an error log of something wrong with the boat extensions. So doing a little troubleshooting of that, which seems like some determinism error because I can do the same thing locally. So anyways, trying to figure that out, and then I think I'll be ready for whatever the next thing is after that. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Mike, need anything?
Good. I'm doing good. I'll send you guys over, or maybe even just Caleb, to be honest, what the docs kind of look like now for Layer in the Gitbook world. I think it'll be a good. I think it's ready for some feedback and just to see what it looks like translated into that world, and then just moving forward from there. Really kind of deciding what we kind of want to do with the public testnet and what pathways we want to send people down. Yeah, ready for some feedback, and I'll share it after the call.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I thought another thing that could be fun, we could all get into Cosmos land, would be if somebody wants to like try download a Kepler or, you know, other Cosmos wallet, go see if you can actually connect to the public node, get money on your wallet, and then see if you can use IBC to go bridge it to a DEX or something. See, you know, I know probably Cosmos testnets are probably not not all they're cut out to be, but yeah, we can play around with it. It'll be fun. Could be something you can send a user down, or community.
Yeah.
But Brenda, your speech is all done for ECC.
So I'll be leaving for ECC next week. So yeah, that'll be interesting. And if you guys are going, let us know. Ping us. Yeah.
All right. And any questions this week? We got one, right?
Yeah, Crypto Scholar came through in the Deep Questions channel, asked, could Layer produce STRB, which I assume is staked TRB, to represent the value of the staked tokens? Would then need to work out how the liquidity is provided in the event of a liquidation.
Yeah, so this question is like, can we make an LST for Tellor? And I mean, yes, like you can. So like this would be, the basic idea would be like, as soon as you stake your TRB, then you mint some token that represents your stake TRB, or in the case of most Cosmos, you delegate to somebody, but you still have a token that you can trade on a DEX, things like that. If anyone's not like followed me in my writings or my tweets, like I'm a huge anti-fan of LSTs. For some reason, the biggest one is just like, it makes, one of the biggest problems for like most stake chains is that it's like there's nothing at stake. So like if I'm a validator and I lose a bunch of money, now like you want the validator to lose a bunch of money. You don't want them to lose like somebody else's money or some money locked on Aave. Like they don't actually feel the pain that way. The other piece too is it kills your exit windows. So like right now, what we have in Layer is if you submit a bad report and then you try and take your stake out and leave, it takes 21 days. So it's a classic unbonding period in Cosmos. And this is important because basically like if you submitted a bad value, we can still slash you over those 21 days. Like you're not going to get out, we're going to punish you. However, if you have these liquid stake tokens, you can submit a bad value and then instantly go and dump them on a DEX, assuming there's liquidity for it. And now
Risk.
So
Would you, I think the biggest question is, would you want to buy something where you could lose it all if somebody misbehaves and it's not you misbehaving? At least for us.
Yeah, and I mean the big reason you want to do so with ETH is say like people have this problem in like normal Ethereum of like they want ETH to be money. So ETH wants to hold this say monetary premium of people are spending it around as money. The problem is that like why would you just ever hold ETH when you can deposit your ETH in these stable coins and all these yield farming things and get 4 to 5%? Like you're never just going to want to do that. You're always going to go hold some other money that's earning you yield on it. So what they said is, well, why don't you just have staked ETH? So you deposit, it's like staked Ether, and now we can use that as money, and now it's like yield bearing, and now you're actually making money. And then this has like a cool property to it. The only problem is kind of the things that I had already said, but it makes the whole system riskier, but now it could promote, say, the moneyness of this staked asset. For Tellor in general, like we've never pushed TRB to be a monetary asset. Like we're not like the only use case for Tellor is tipping on the system and staking in the system. We don't want people going to buy coffees with TRB. It's just, we're not building it for that. There would be different things that we would do. So having that property in there to make it more attractive for people to use in DeFi or as a money, not necessarily something going. I mean, anybody else have any ideas? Like Tim, thoughts, Spuddy?
I was gonna let Tim go first, but my first thought is like, so if you're a validator, which Crypto Scholar is one of our current reporters on the network now, would you want the Tellor team to do that, to where like encourage people to stake with some kind of contract that like we make, so that then we can have this huge validator that has all this stake, so because people are staking there because they get this token, then you just have more competition. Like you're gonna get less rewards.
On the personal level of who asked the question.
Yeah, like that's on a personal level. But then also like the Ethereum Foundation didn't build restaking stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like Tellor, it wouldn't be something that Tellor would want to build. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, no, like to me, like it's almost a negative in the sense like this was one of the big reasons I wasn't too excited to go to Cosmos. Like if you wanted to say like what's the downfall to our current design that we're doing with Layer, it's that like you actually have a limited number of validators, and it has delegation. And the reason that we have delegation in Cosmos is that you have a cap number validator set. So you have only say like 100 validators. So if you're one of the smaller people, you can't necessarily compete to be one of them. So like you have to have this delegation, which is fine, but like ideally you would move away from delegation and have a more decentralized validator set like Ethereum. But like Ethereum has like like hundreds of thousands of validators, and coming to consensus on hundreds of thousands takes a lot longer, especially like, so they don't have finality, which can be good or bad, but like to actually come to be finalized on an ETH block, it's quite a long time, which we can't necessarily do being an Oracle that needs some faster finality, which is, we just sort of made a trade-off here. being practical. But hopefully over time we can move away from delegation, make the set bigger as kind of technology moves. So. Good. Any other questions, thoughts?
That's it.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. Yeah, talk to you guys this week.